Now that we broke the stereotypes about becoming a programmer, let's debunk some software development myths. Myth number 1. Software development means writing a lot of source code. Indeed, typing code is important. Yet, there are plenty of other activities involved in the software development process. Just to list a few. Meetings. They may eat up a significant portion of a software developer's workday. Whether we like it or not, meetings will happen. Team habits, company culture, the chosen methodology, and various other factors can influence the length and the frequency of meetings. Communication. You'll need to respond to emails, phone calls, messages on Slack, Skype, and so on. Also, agile methodologies require a fair amount of communication between team members. Software quality assurance. What that actually means is that you'll have to implement and execute all kinds of tests. For example, unit tests, performance tests, usability tests, and so on. Documentation. Writing and reviewing documents is also an integral part of a software developer's work. For instance, you will need to document your code. It may sound boring at first, but code comments, if done right, are one of the most useful resources produced by developers for developers. Trying to find out what a code actually does can become a daunting task if there are zero comments. As your job responsibilities grow, you will need to write various technical documents like developer guides or design documents. I'm going to talk in more detail about some of these activities in the upcoming lectures. Myth number 2. Customers know what they want. The truth is usually exactly the opposite. Most customers have only a vague vision of their product. And if you are not aware of this fact, you will learn it the hard way. Here's an example to illustrate what I mean. It's an actual job posting from Upwork. Looking to create the next big social media platform for iOS and Android. While this is quite an extreme example, be prepared to meet similar customers and project descriptions. How should you handle situations like this? There are some simple rules that may help. Create draft plans and visual mockups of the product before actually creating it. By doing so, you will save a lot of time, energy, and frustration. Have frequent checkpoints, reviews with the customer. Involving the customer early on ensures that the software evolves as they originally envisioned it. Even if there were serious misunderstandings, you only have to throw away the work done since the last review. Be honest. Many factors can influence the original deadline or budget. Unexpected issues, technical debt, sudden shortage in resources are not uncommon. Yet, customers may be unaware of them, so the sooner you let them know, the better. Myth number 3. Software can be estimated accurately. Software estimations are essential since both the customer and the development team must make decisions based on it. Predictions are usually only accurate when making near-term forecasts. Unfortunately, in the case of software projects, we're asked for long-term estimations. Although everybody admits that estimations are inaccurate, we'll suffer the consequences of missing our deadlines. These consequences include, but are not limited to, loss of credibility, frustration, internal team friction, poor morale, particularly when the team has to work excessive hours to meet a delivery, low quality software, if developers sacrifice quality to complete the job, and even project failure when estimations are consistently off and the customer has completely lost faith in your team's ability to deliver. Myth number 4. The mythical man month. The mythical man month represents the idea that adding people to a development team makes it more efficient in a linear fashion. In fact, adding more programmers to a project falling behind schedule delays the project even further. Why is that? Complex projects cannot be split into discrete tasks that can be worked on without communication. With every newly added developer, the communication overhead increases. Also, the newcomers need time to learn about the project. Thus, they'll ask their more insightful colleagues, who in turn will spend less time developing the product. All these add up and consume an even larger quantity of the available time. The output of the team decreases further with every newly added programmer. Fred Brooks describes this phenomenon in his book, The Mythical Man Month: Essays on Software Engineering. You often hear as a funny analogy that 9 women can't make a baby in a month.